Hi everyone, we're back and beginning a new unit today. And this week we're going to focus on the problems the textbook has in telling the history of modern conservatism. I've copied pages from the textbook where I would expect the textbook to discuss modern conservatism. And so the assignment this week will be to write part of a new chapter on modern conservatism. So rather than simply listing and defining 10 terms and writing an opening and conclusion, we're actually going to write a new section for a chapter on conservatism. You'll still have to introduce new terms that come from the other readings this week, but I'm raising the level of difficulty a bit, and you can get a bit more creative with this new assignment. And one of the questions you'll have when you write this new section of a chapter is, where should you start? And you'll see when you dive into the textbook reading for today that it doesn't offer a chapter on modern conservatism until the late 1970s and 1980s. I'll show you how far that is into the reading for today. All the way back here on page 57. The other readings that we'll do this week, though, pushes the story of modern conservatism back into the 1930s, 40s, and 50s. So based on what's in those readings, I've copied earlier parts of the textbook where I would expect discussions of modern conservatism. And so just like last week, you'll sometimes see an entire chapter, and sometimes you'll see just a page or two from a chapter. And I've started with chapters on the New Deal. Jump back. And then included pages where the textbook discusses issues that will be relevant for us. So basically, I'm trying to pare down the reading you need to do as much as possible and limit it only to the essential parts that we need. And so as you're reading those early chapters and pages, before we get to that chapter on conservatism that focuses on conservatism, in addition to reading for content, I want you to search for any references to conservatism. Is there anything that we can actually use? And when you finally get to the chapter in the textbook that focuses on conservatism that I just showed you, I want you to ask the following questions. 1, what are the core ideas of conservatism? What are the core issues of conservatism? What factors led people to conservatism? And who are the key players? We're going to ask these same questions with the rest of the readings for this week and compare. And essentially, one of the big questions for this week that we want to figure out is, has modern conservatism stayed the same since the 1930s, or is there a big evolution in conservative thought from the 1930s to the 1980s? And so I hope you're enjoying this class as it's set up a bit better than me lecturing at you for 90 minutes every single day. You can look at this unit's paper directions early if you think that's going to help as you read. They're in the final learning module for this unit. And again, always remember to email me if you have any questions.